What's up, everybody? I am really excited because the course just got approved, which is awesome. It only took like 12 hours. And they didn't even have a single comment on it, which is kind of funny because Udemy tends to be a little bit critical of the first time you publish a course. And then after that, they're just like, whatever, you've published a course before, who cares? It's pretty funny. The one thing is they're designing a logo, and it looks like they put a logo that was like a screenshot of, I don't know. The logo's not done. So that's going to be updated at some point. But aside from that, it's done. It's ready. You can buy it. You can do it. So in the rest of this video, I'm going to overview the whole course and talk to you what each section is about and what is in the course so far. Okay? So in the introduction, I talk about how YouTube is as an opportunity and why it is that I believe it's such a great opportunity, particularly how it relates to you as an individual, and you can use YouTube to earn money doing what you love, which is really hard otherwise, because most money earning is, sacrificing doing what you love so that you can earn money, So it's great. I absolutely love it for that reason. And then we have just setting up some stuff, right? So one of the best things that you can do when you're interested in being a YouTuber is to just get TubeBuddy and view YouTube with TubeBuddy installed, because you're going to get instant feedback and analytics about stuff. And every time you search for something, even when you're just trying to view videos yourself, then you're going to get feedback about the keywords that you're searching for. And this is really going to help get some cogs turning in your head that will be really useful when you're actually making your own videos. And so then after that, there's one other thing to verify, and that is your YouTube account. There's a lot that you can do to upgrade your YouTube account, but one of the main thing is to verify it with a phone number so that you can publish videos longer than 15 minutes and so that you can live stream. All right. And then after that, we have section on the YouTube Creator Studio. The YouTube Creator Studio is the back end of YouTube. It is the part of YouTube that all of us creators see, and I'll show you in a second. It's where you go to respond to your community, to upload videos, to see your analytics, all of that, right? So this is the YouTube Studio. This section is all about the YouTube Studio and the sections that I use the most, etc., from the perspective of a creator. After that, we have some core concepts about YouTube itself. And really, the main point that I'm trying to make in this section is that you shouldn't just view YouTube as a business. You should also view it as a catalyst for you as an individual. YouTube is an amazing way to bridge the gap between who you are and who you want to become. The act of creating videos about your passions and interests in life, in its very nature, connects you with like-minded individuals. And that is a big turning point for most people, is the point in their life where they're lonely and they feel like the people around them aren't like them. And especially as an entrepreneurial kind of mind, that's quite common because most people want certainty, not entrepreneurship, right? So if you're interested in entrepreneurship, you're often kind of alienated a bit. But ultimately, that's just a phase, and you eventually do find a bunch of like-minded people. And then you can't really, your life changes at that point, right? If you're not around like-minded people, you can't fathom what your life is like when you are around like-minded people who influence you to become the best you that you can be, right? You can't understand that if you haven't been around it before. What you can do is do things, change things in your life necessary to get yourself into that environment. And I believe YouTube can play a huge role in this. So one of the main things is the regularity of your content. It's not about making a perfect video that everybody loves. That is impossible. What it's about is getting so used to making video that it's naturally. You just bleed videos, right? Because then at that point, it's really easy to transition into making courses or anything with video work because you've made hundreds of videos. You've gotten so used to being on camera that the second you see a camera, you light up and you get energetic, That isn't something that happens naturally. Like, for me, like, now in my life, because I've been doing YouTube videos a lot, people are just like, oh, you're so charismatic, yada, yada, you're just a natural at it. And it's like, you don't understand how awkward I was as a kid sometimes and how nervous I was. Like, there were times where I remember being in a relationship, and it was like my first girlfriend. And I remember I was excited because I was going to see her again. And we hadn't even, like, we just, like, held hands, basically, right? Maybe kissed on the cheek. I don't know. I was pretty young. And so I was just so excited and nervous. And I was, like, in my head, I was like, oh, as soon as I see her, I'm going to show all of my excitement. I'm going to run up to her and give her a hug. And it's going to be great. She's going to know exactly how I feel. And then I see her, and I'm just like, and then I don't do it. And, oh, my God. I hated myself for that for a long time, for wanting to do stuff and then just not doing it, right? The point is you just have to throw yourself into things and expose yourself and do it over and over and over and over again. And then people are going to start perceiving that you're just good at it. But the reality is you're not good at something unless you do it a lot. You probably don't do something a lot unless you enjoy it, okay? And so the other main topic of this is about recording and how it's really, really important to focus on recording and publishing, not editing videos. A lot of people spend like 90% of their time on video editing, and it's just sad because like that is only worth it once you have an audience. If you don't have an audience, then, oh man, it's just like, geez, a lot of time can be spent that way. All right, so then the next equipment is all about, the next section is all about understanding a YouTube video. So I look from the creator's perspective at a video. So if we go to the back end of the video manager, and then we just click on a video. Now you can see this is the main video editing page. So we can edit the title, we can edit the thumbnails, we can schedule the video, we can edit the description, we can edit the keys, we can add end cards. This is where we control everything about the video, okay? So this whole section is breaking down each of these components and educating you about what you need to know about it and what good habits are, bad habits are, etc., etc., etc. Okay? After that, we have a video that kind of breaks down some basic styles that you can use to capture content. And again, all of these are focused on the act of creating content on a regular basis. There are things that you can do with shows and do research and that kind of thing. But again, you don't want to post heavily edited videos until you establish an audience. It is just not worth your time. It is much better. If you're going to spend 100 hours doing YouTube work and you don't have an audience yet, you absolutely should spend those 100 hours recording as much content as possible. It's all about regularity of content. If you put 100 hours and you only have 3 episodes, that is not enough to grow. That is enough for like 1 week of regular content. You need to have years of regular content, you know? It's quite important. So this just talks about how you can record with a smartphone by moving the smartphone around and talking to yourself and hanging out, or you can record conversations with other individuals, and also how to use screen recording and that kind of stuff, right? So next we have the section about monetization, and this is how you can monetize your YouTube channel. And I go over 5 ways that I know how to monetize the channel. And you don't have to stick with one of these. Ideally, you do all 5 of them. And I haven't captured every single possible way to monetize the channel through these 5 methods, but it is most of the ways that you can monetize a YouTube channel. But understand that once you have a couple thousand subscribers, that is technically enough to earn 10 or 20 grand a year. You don't need to become a huge YouTube channel. That is absolutely a misconception. You do need to become a huge YouTube channel if the only source of income you have from your channel is ad revenue. But ad revenue is not an effective means to monetize your YouTube channel. So if you're only doing that, like, you're ignoring all the money. So it's not a very wise thing to do. After that, we have a section of tutorials, how to use Wondershare Filmora. Filmora is video editing software. So this is something that you do once you've recorded your videos, okay? And Filmora allows you to split sections up, cut video, speed it up, slow it down, fix the audio, optimize the colors, change file formats, do tons and tons of different things, all right? And so it's something that I use, although you don't have to use Filmora. At the beginning especially, really, you should just be recording videos and then publishing them. You should not be spending too much time editing your videos. After that, and this should actually be before Filmora, we have a section about open broadcaster software, which is actually what I am currently using right now to record this video. The awesome thing about OBS is that it is free to use, and once you have it set up properly, recording can become so second nature. And for me, like, all I have to do is click one button and I'm recording and the webcam's on because I just leave everything set up. So I can churn out videos really, really quickly because of that. And in this section, I go more about how to set OBS up and understand how it works. Understand that OBS is incredibly powerful software. You can do so much with it. And the biggest thing to understand about it is you can live edit things. You can change how you're recording while I'm recording, okay? So look at this. I am moving where the video feed of my face is live as I'm recording. There's a lot of stuff in OBS that you can do that with where you don't need to just stick with a setup. And this, if you can really understand the complications of that, it allows you to do a lot of stuff once and then never have to do the post-processing again. Like, imagine that I had an intro for my YouTube videos. I don't even need to edit the file that I've recorded to add the intro. All that I have to do is start recording on OBS, and it just automatically plays the intro file, and then it shows you my face and everything. So I would never, once I make that introduction once, I would never have to add it again. That is the power of OBS. It really enables you to just do something once and then not have to do it again every time that you record video, right? And so then after this, we're going over one of what I consider the most important sections as a YouTuber, and that's your insecurities. Because if you are publishing content, regardless of how personable you are being, like maybe you're just publishing content and they can't even see your face, they just hear your voice, you are going to have to face a lot of your insecurities in order to be able to continue to create content. All YouTubers go through phases where they feel insecure about their content, feel jealous of other creators, and feel like they suck. That is absolutely something that people go through. And I'm not saying they feel like that most of the time at all. But if a major YouTuber tells you that they've never felt that way, they're just telling you that they have a very lacking emotional intelligence and they're not aware of themselves. It is impossible to create content for people and to not be affected by the fact that hundreds or thousands or even millions of people are witnessing and responding to your opinion and your content. That will affect you, okay? And it's important that you understand how it's going to affect you so that you can develop mechanisms to predict this and identify it when it's happening and then mitigate the chance that it's going to stop you from continuing to make YouTube videos. Because ultimately, this emotional part is why it makes you such a more talented individual. YouTube makes you more talented because it forces you to just be aware of yourself, be aware of all the different opinions people could have, and accept yourself anyway and go forth regardless. And that is something that is incredibly useful in life, no matter what you're doing, because it separates you from most other individuals, okay? And I really want you to understand that. And so then afterwards, we have the last section. And this is a section where I'm starting a new thing. Or at least for me. And I'm going to be doing a lot of interviews. And one of the ways that I'm trying to get more of these interviews is that I'm offering people who take this course the ability to reach out to me, and then I will interview them and put that video on my YouTube channel with a link to their new YouTube channel or their existing YouTube channel, whatever it may be, okay? And so this means that these people will basically get a free advertisement on my YouTube channel to help them get a bit of initial traffic. Because if you start off from the beginning, it can be frustrating to have 0 subscribers and nobody's watching your videos at all. But even if like you have 5 or 10 subscribers and at least 1 or 2 people are watching your video within a day of it being published, it becomes much more incentivizing to keep creating the content, right? I remember the biggest turning point for me was when I was looking at my YouTube analytics and I realized that humans collectively spend roughly 10 days on average per day watching my content. That means that there is literally somebody in the world every minute of every day, every hour of the day watching my YouTube videos, which amazed me. It completely blew my mind that content I created was being engaged with on such a regular, frequent basis. And that understanding led to me really being able to take this much more seriously and do it on more of a like full-time interested perspective, right? So this is the overview. If you guys want to check this course out, check out the link in the description. It is $20. So yeah. All right, guys. See you next time, okay? Ciao.